How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with some more Explorer. Almost at Historic Brawl there, but we are playing Explorer. This right here is Omnath Locus of Creation. He was big for a while, but then he kind of got cooled off on, and you know, I see it honestly. So Jetmir's Garden has everything but blue. Need a blue source. And then we can go into our Cobra. Then we can Beanstalk Giant. Yeah. Turns out, like, I was looking at my collection. For whatever decks I wanted to play, right? Like, because I've been thinking about how I should definitely play another deck, or not another deck. You'd have more things on the channel than just Historic Brawl video after Historic Brawl video after Historic Brawl video. What, this doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. Jetmir's Garden. White. Black. It doesn't really matter because we can't do anything with it. We could have gotten a red in case the Spikefield Hazard would have came in handy, but during that window it just didn't seem very likely, honestly. Oh god, is our opponent some kind of rough Obosh? Not Obosh. He's a boy. He goes into your graveyard and then he reanimates a Parhelion. Opponent? Thoughts? Opinions? Feelings? Well, we kind of expected that much, right? We'll just have to get them off the wilds, honestly. We are actually slowly taking our opponent down, so... Good. Need 2 lands off this. Okay. Nothing good, nothing good. Blue. I have until the end of my next turn, right? The end of my next turn. We'll probably Genesis Ultimatum. It'll get countered, but, you know, whatever. It'll work out. It'll work out in the end. A lot more fun and interactive than the mono green deck. Mono green devotion. To be expected. Can't believe they're gonna let me do this, so this is crazy. So this guarantees lethal. We did miss out on our Tear of the Peak, so, like, the Genesis Ultimatum kill out of nowhere is just gone. The dream is dead there. That's bad. Genesis Ultimatum number 2. What are your thoughts, opponent? Any for your thoughts? Mystical Dispute was a card. Pretty good one. Well, that's rude. Blue. Blue? Actually, we'll just Kenrith. And then we'll give him haste. Wing for 7. Get our opponent down to 5. And then Spikefield Hazard him to death. That could be fun. Always, opponent. Always, always, always. Like, the plan is gonna work eventually. No. Stop it. Oh. So, yeah, no, all of these. That's GG. Well, very fun, very interactive game of Magic there. I approve. But I was talking about with the, what is it called? What is it called? Mono Green Devotion. I talk about whether or not I think a deck should exist. And, I think this one should. Because I like it, not because it actually should exist. Omnath is broken. Like, he was broken on release, and, he's one of those cards that is not going to become less broken with time, right? Like, the more land synergies that are printed, the more pieces that are added to the deck, the worse it'll become. So it's not as though... It's not as though he's going to get any better. And, but I do like him. He's fun. He's very big. He's very splashy. He's a joy to pilot, not a joy to play against. So he probably shouldn't exist, but he does, and I kind of like him for it, you know? A love-hate relationship that I can get behind. I hear a frog. That's definitely a frog. Don't know how it got up here, though. We're a ways away from, any rivers or lakes. It's been raining a lot, though. Maybe that's how he got here. Ew. I disapprove, opponent. I disapprove. Red. Black? If we try to race. Mystical Dispute would be a better card if it were free. I know you can say that about a lot of cards, but like Mystical Dispute could really use it, honestly. It didn't see near enough play, so honestly, we need more of it. And the only way to get that to happen is if you add a little blue mana source right there. Well, that's rude. Red. Escape. Jetmir's Gardens. Dude, next turn is gonna be wild if I'm allowed to cast a spell. I think we grab a second blue mana. You know, just to be safe. No particular reason why. Yep, our opponent has conceded. They've played against Omnath. Locus of Creation again. Or probably not again, but they probably played against it. I don't know, maybe this is catharsis. Because my historic brawl, like, match record is pretty abysmal, man. It's pretty bad. If we objectively take a look at the decks that I build that do well, and then the decks that I build that don't do well, like, the latter category is definitely the higher of the two. And I mean, this is basically just net decking, so does that count as doing well? I don't know. I don't know. We open on Island, Evolving Wilds, Forest, Passage. That's our current game plan. I don't know, man. It just felt like after the BNR, other formats, man, they don't get love, man. Like Commander takes a lot of love. People like Commander. It's understandable, right? Like, it's the darling child that everybody cares for, at least to some degree. And Standard is like the older sibling that used to be the darling child, but for some reason Wizards has decided that it's no longer the favorite, so it kind of just gets kicked to the curb. And I feel bad for Standard for that reason. Explorer, our current format, is a bit like a stranger that showed up out of nowhere, and Wizards definitely treats it like it's a stranger that showed up out of nowhere. Papa Wizards is not very interested in Explorer, its continued existence, or just overall how it feels, man. I mean, if they were, they probably would have done something to help it, and like even if they weren't, even if it's not bad enough that it needs help, they probably would have done something more to make Explorer look a little bit more like it. I messed up, didn't I? Did I mess up? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I don't know, man. I did. I just did. That was supposed to be green? It's supposed to be green. Not a game-ending mistake, but don't know what our opponent's about, man. If they're gonna beat me down with 1/1s, it's gonna happen. I wonder what their removal suite looks like, or if they have a removal suite, or if they're just White Green Moon Dancer, a Johnny's Pridemate. So they might be a Johnny's Pridemate deck. Like, Luminarks tend to show up in a Johnny's Pridemate deck. That doesn't mean it has to, but this is a little bit odd. But it makes sense in that it gives lifelink and indestructible, right? So that's a Johnny Pridemate protection. Very neat stuff, opponent. Never before have I taken such damage. Except for those times that I did. But as I was looking through the decks that I keep, and I'm 1000% a green player. There were very few decks that were just not green. Is this where I get the Mana Tithe? It's not legal on Explorer, right? Neato burrito. We can cast a little Omnath, play a land, rack a land, make some mana, play a Kenrith, see where things go from there. The world is my oyster at this point. As I'm spacing it out like I used to space out the non-magic content on the channel. I still intend to do something non-magic, but I was looking for a good game, and I basically ended up playing some Standard instead. And I thought to myself, why do we need to play a different game? We could just play Magic, but in a slightly different way. And that happened to be Standard, or at the time, and it just kind of happened to go into a little tirade exploration about how the formats look. And I'm thinking the formats actually don't look that bad, but I haven't played a lot of games in non-standard / Explorer formats. Although I'm not at the highest ranks, right? Like, we're not there yet. And even if we were there, opponent? Don't do it. They removed it then and there, we would have been in trouble. You can still remove it here. White? Old Kenny B? Turn. So we have to save a red mana next turn for Kenrith? Maybe we get to keep Kenrith. We might not. Although we do have disputes, but they don't have blue spells, right? Although I've never really heard of a removal spell that exists outside of blue, so I don't know how they could remove it in their current state. Hey, would you look at that? A removal spell that exists outside of blue. The more you know. Blue, I don't know. Maybe we need better removal spells, maybe we don't. Ouch. I think I might die. Target player gain 5 life. Target player gain 5 life. I think that's all I can do. I think we wait. Go to the second main phase for a stop. We'll do more trolling. Because it's necessary, honestly. Why wouldn't it be? Maybe we don't. Thinking about giving whatever creature they summon some haste and some trample in the post-combat main phase. But it feels unnecessary, honestly. It just feels unnecessary. I guess we won't. Cool. Voice of the Blessed. It's becoming harder and harder to ignore the terrible things. And they're getting more numerous. They are getting more numerous. No block. I cannot block that, so I will not block it. That's how that works, I suppose. In a manner of speaking. Yeah, like green-white trounced us. That's sad. Let's look for some stuff. Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. But we're dead. We dead. GG. GG, no re. If we get another turn, though, like amazing stuff will happen. But our opponent just attacks here and we die. So we'll probably have to leave it at that, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the play opponent. We'll block here. GG. Well, if you guys enjoy our little look at a Omnath Locus of Rage deck, or not Omnath Locus of Rage, Locus of Creation, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I think that's it. Bye for now.